Hello my loves, welcome back to Lavendaire. It's Aileen. Today I'm sharing how to plan and achieve your goals with Notion. So I'm gonna give a little Notion tour and share all my templates on how I plan my goals, organize them, and then my system of getting things done with Notion. And then in the second half of this video, I'm gonna share my tips on setting and achieving goals. Thanks to Notion for sponsoring this video. I've been using Notion for over 2 years and I am so excited about this sponsorship because I literally use it for everything, planning everything in my life. But today we're gonna focus on goals, goal setting, and goal achieving. So without further ado, let's get into the tour. All right, so here we are in Notion. This is my goals homepage. It's essentially a gallery of pages where I keep all the different types of goals that I set. This is kind of the abridged version because the actual version has more and it just looks messy, but this is the general template and I'll have this template for you guys so you can check it out. So at the top, I like to have my mission. I like to have some affirmations that I want to keep top of mind. And then I have all the different types of goals from my life goals to yearly goals, Lavendaire goal, travel goals, vision. This is the vivid vision exercise I've shared before. Here I have house goals. If you have any areas in your life that you want to set goals for, this is where it would go. You would have like a page for health goals, relationship goals. So I have some other pages like habits and self-care. So just a list of all the self-care things that I want to continually do. I'll just give you a little preview of what's in here. I have this checklist if I'm feeling off. So like make sure I'm doing these basics. Like if I'm not feeling too good, am I doing all these things? And this strategy is really related to my human design. So it's specific towards me. Like anyway, I have a page on my mindset and values, just things that I want to remember. I always come back to these pages just to reread and kind of ingrain them in my mind. I have this travel goals page where I kind of organize all the places I want to go in the different parts of the world. And I've created this travel template that I will share with you guys in a bit, but just know that you can download that. But today we're talking all about yearly goals. How do we plan, organize, and achieve our goals? So first off is you have to set life goals. Like I kind of set broad life goals for how I want my life to feel in all these different areas of life. I have a toggle for all the previous notes, and this goes back like 10 years or even longer, everything that I've ever written for my life goals. And then I have a section for complete. I'm not going to show everything because I'm a little shy. But let's move on to yearly goals. So yearly goals has its own page. It has a list because I like to keep my goals by the year. And I'll show you what I'm doing for this year, 2023. So I've kind of created this new template where I have my theme for the year here. I have the main habits that I want to always do here. And then I have the goal planning section where I will, you don't have to do this. You can just write bullet points, what your goals are this year. But I have this prompt like, who do I want to be 1 year from now? By January 2024, who am I, right? I have main goals that I'm still kind of working on, like what are my main goals for the year? This table is something new that I'm trying. In the workbook, I like to, organize my goals by area of life. I like to set goals like in health, career, home, travel, money, relationships, etc. But one thing I started doing here is I created this table of like, why is this goal important to me? What's my inner motivation? And then the how is the process. Like, what am I going to do to achieve this goal? What's the habit? What's the lifestyle? What are the routines? And then what? This is the concrete goal. So I'm exploring this concept of like starting with why, and then comes the how, and then the what. I guess you start with technically you start with the what, then you figure out why, and then you figure out the how. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, but I really like breaking these things down just so that I'm clear of like the true like inner motivation and why I want to achieve these goals. Below here, I have this like rough timeline for the year because I like to kind of see my year at a glance. In the workbook, we have this layout called Year at a Glance because I like to plan when I'm going to take trips or when I'm working on certain projects. The only thing I have planned is in January. Like the first quarter is when I do like customer research, product development, meaning we send out surveys asking you guys, what do you like and don't like about the workbook? What would you change? What would you want to add? And I always like to get your input on like, even like the color of the workbook for next year. Like I do all that at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I kind of like to have this view here. Another way I started organizing my goals is with this table called the Ultimate Goals Timeline. And this is where I kind of have all the life goals that I want to achieve, put them in a table. I'm tagging them, whether it's a personal or career goals, and then I'm tagging a timeline. Like, is this a current goal that I want to work on now? Is this a goal I want to achieve in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 or more years? Because now I have like kind of a timeline of like, okay, what can I focus on now? And then my system right now is like I'm starring like the 3 most important goals that I'm working towards. Timeline is current. I have a checkbox, like if I've achieved the goal, I'm like, this is my reality, check. So I kind of have these where I feel like it's my reality. And this helps me organize like what I can focus on out of my big life goals at any given moment. So I know that some goals are like 5-year goals, 6-year goals. So I'm like, I don't really, it's there, but it's not like at the moment. Let me quickly share this travel template because I do spend a lot of time on the travel goals page and planning my travels. I am a Sagittarius moon, so I love adventure and travel. It fills my soul. So I like to start my travel planning with a calendar view. I like to see a calendar of like when I'm in what city and then like the day-to-day, what I'm doing any given day. So I have a tab for the calendar. I have a tab for the itinerary. So you can set, the times. So for example, I just made this template of like a fake travel plan. Like you have this in order, and then if it's done, you can like click done and it will disappear, right? Because I have that filter placed here. This is also helpful, like to have a timeline, because itinerary is more like a list of things that are going to happen, but timeline, here, let me show you the big view so you can see. Let me find it first. So in terms of the timeline, I like looking at the week view so I can see like what's happening what day. But then when you're actually planning, then you can go into the day view and you can see like what things are happening at what time. And I just am a visual person, so I like being able to visually plan out my schedule when I'm traveling. Down here, I always like to keep my flight info up top as well as my hotel info. Take it and customize it how you want. Here is like the activities view, so I love having a page per city or per country. Always have the weather up top and just toggles for like, activities, food, wellness, shopping. I have this table here because sometimes I like to just plan a simple itinerary just with a table instead of the calendar on top. I'm still experimenting on what I really like, but I just like having those options there. So, and then down here I have a to-do list, just simple. But this is the general template that I've been using to plan travels. Oh, I forgot to put in here that I also like to embed a Google Maps on here. I like to save all the places that I am planning to go to on a Google list on Google Maps. So that's travel planning. Moving on, let me show you my Notion page for getting things done on a day-to-day basis. This is how I implement my goals and execute on my goals. So this is essentially the page I look at every single day. I start here. I call the page Focus. And this is where I plan my to-dos. So this is a picture of me at my desk. Shout out to the pastel notebook, daily planner, or daily notepad. So at the top, I put my goal, and this was my theme for 2022. I might update this for 2023. These are kind of things that I want to remember top of mind up top. I really like to just, this is a call out section for your reminder. And this is, I put this here because we're entering Sagittarius season. I'm a Sag moon and I'm all like, it's time to have fun. It's time to be like relaxed, have lighthearted energy, because I don't know, I'm done with feeling heavy, right? Like it's end of the year, let's have fun. So then this is where the good part happens. I'm always, I start by setting monthly goals. So my 3 monthly goals go here. And then over here are weekly goals. So this week, boom, boom, boom. These are the 3 things I want to accomplish this week. And then we go to today. And these are the 3 most important tasks to accomplish today. And if you look at my actual page, this is a pretty version, clean version for you guys. The actual one has more than 3. Usually I just end up putting my whole to-do list there, but I sort it. I organize it based on what's most important. I put this line here because, like I said, I usually have a lot of stuff. So when I'm done, I cross it off and I drag it to the bottom. So under this line is where I put everything that's completed. At the end of each day, I like to take a picture on my phone and save it in my app just because sometimes I like to remember what did I do that day. Down here are things to do tomorrow. Not necessarily 3 most important tasks, but when you can't get something done today, you move it down to tomorrow. All right, over here we have self-care to-dos. This is based off of this daily planner and daily notepad layout. I love having a section for self-care. In this toggle under daily, these are just the things that I want to do every single day. So I'll, just so I remember to write them. Here I have a section for home because I want to work on decluttering my house right now. So this is I guess, it doesn't have to be home. I would change this to area that you want to focus on in your life right now. Please excuse me while Togi wants to leave. Hold on. Okay. Moving down here, this is the master to-do list called Do the Essential. As you can see, I'm all about doing what's important and only focusing on what's important. Anyway, I found that it's easy for me to categorize my to-dos in different categories. So I have a list for work to-dos, personal to-dos. Space means I don't know, I just want to remember this, but let me leave it somewhere. I don't know. This is a etc. kind of list where sometimes I like to throw things somewhere. Waiting on is anything I can't take action on and I'm waiting for someone on. And then success is a hidden group because I don't really need to see my to-dos. If I finish something, I'll be okay, success, and I'll just drag it there and it will be gone. It will be hidden, but I can look at it if I want. Next is the section for next tasks. So ideally, you would have a bunch of tasks organized here, typically under work or personal. If you have other categories, feel free. And then next would be okay, out of these things, I need to be doing these things next. So that's why I add it here. And then under next, then you would prioritize okay, I'm gonna put these 3 things to do today. That's kind of the system I have going on. I have a calendar that is related to this. I haven't felt like I've used it because I don't know. I don't need it. Down here, I have a section for projects, and then I have a section for notes. And these are just pages where I like to keep notes on different things in my business or life. And this is my focus template. So I will share this template with you guys. As you can see, Notion is an incredibly powerful tool to help you plan and organize all your goals in one place. So as you work on your goals for the new year, it's important to have a platform that helps you follow through on your goals, and that is Notion. Notion is fun, easy to use, and very versatile. As you can see, you can do so much with it. You can plan, track, and do all your work in one space. And if you want to collaborate with others, Notion is also really great for having a place to share your ideas and work with others in real time. All you have to do is share your pages with guests and members, and you can work together on group projects or plan a vacation together. I've been using Notion for myself and with my team for over 2 years, and I absolutely love it. My favorite thing about Notion is how customizable it is. There's so much you can do with it, and you get to create your own system that works for you. It also is very beautiful to use. You can tell that they prioritize aesthetics. There's so many ways you can make your workspace beautiful with cover images, emojis, GIFs, and fun things like that. So Notion truly is a tool that I would highly recommend to anyone who wants to get more more organized with their life and wants to create this personalized home base for anything that they want to track in 2023. Sign up for Notion using the link in my description. I'll also link my custom template so you can get started on planning your goals for 2023. Moving on, I want to share some tips on setting and achieving goals. So the first tip that is really important is to establish trust with yourself. So this means that you want to be able to trust the promises you make to yourself and trust that you will follow through with saying what you say you will do. The biggest problem we all have with setting goals, myself included, is that we set goals and then we don't do it. So we say we're gonna go to the gym 5 times a week and then we end up not doing it. The more you set a goal and don't do it, the less trust you have with yourself. And when that trust whittles down over time, then eventually you don't even believe yourself when you set goals anymore. You're like, I'm setting this goal, but do I even believe I'm gonna do it? Like, no, because I didn't do it in the past. So that is like just the foundation for like actually being able to achieve goals. You have to be able to believe that you're going to do it. And in order to establish trust with yourself and build that trust with yourself, you have to start small. Don't set big goals, set tiny goals that are very realistic and very doable, and then do the thing, do those goals. So the more you set a goal and achieve it, the more you build this belief in your mind that, hey, I'm a person that achieves their goals. So the more you do that, that is how you build trust with yourself. And that's also how you build that like habit to actually commit to following through your goal. And that is really one of the most important things you need to have. Tip number 2 with setting goals is to focus. So do not set too many goals at once. Do not try to do everything at the same time. Focus, focus, focus. See how you can prioritize and cut things out from your life. Cut out goals. Really prioritize what is like the main thing that I want to focus on, and then just focus on that. Like keep your goals super simple so that you don't forget them. I feel like even if you write a lot of goals, eventually you forget what those goals even are. But if you have one goal and you focus on it every single day, you're gonna know what direction you're going in because it's top of mind. Ask yourself, is it better to spend 30 minutes moving forward towards 10 things, like having 10 goals and spending 30 minutes per goal? Or is it better to spend 5 hours moving forward towards one goal? So if you have focus, it becomes so much more powerful because all your energy is like focused to one thing and you can go far. Tip number 3, break it down. This is my favorite tip for setting and achieving goals because it's what I found that makes goals so much more doable. Like we set these big goals and then we don't even know what the next step is towards achieving that goal because it's so big and it's so lofty, right? So you take a goal, try your best to break it down into smaller and smaller parts. What does it look like 1 year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week? Like break it down to like, okay, what are the little steps that I would need to take in order to get closer and closer to this goal. I've given this tip so many times, but it really is one of my favorite, like best tips for achieving goals because it's only when the steps are easy and realistic and doable that you're actually going to do them. And then you're actually going to make progress towards your goals. Tip number 4, nurture your mindset. This is another amazing foundational tip that is so important for achieving your goals because your mindset is the foundation of how you do everything in life. It's the foundation that will determine how much stamina you have for achieving your goals. If you have a weak mindset, you're going to be more likely to give up easier and feel bad about yourself and be self-sabotage. You're going to have all these things happening internally that are going to hold you back. So you want to make sure you have a positive mindset, a mindset for like perseverance for the long run. There are certain like affirmations and beliefs that I have learned to adopt and ingrain into myself that have contributed to my success and my ability to like see things through. So like one of my favorite like 3 words that I kept like focusing on in building Lavendaire in the early years were patience, perseverance, and commitment. I was like, every day I have to remember that I'm living according to these 3 things: patience, perseverance, and commitment. Because with those 3 things, I'm able to like keep working towards the goals no matter how long it takes, because I'm patient, no matter how hard it is, because I'm perseverance, and I'm definitely not giving up. That's the commitment part. Another mindset that has really helped is this saying I heard from a book by Jack Canfield: no matter how hard it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. So that's another thing that I would like repeat to myself. The third belief that I want to share with you is something that I adopted this year when I was working through how to not procrastinate as much. I realized that my procrastination was me running away from doing hard things. So I had to write this belief and I had to recite it to myself all the time to remind myself. I was like, I am capable of doing anything that is difficult or challenging. I believe in myself. So this was a way for me to ingrain in my brain, I can do hard things. Hard things aren't scary, so let me just face it and do it because I know I can do it. So you can see like these are things that make up your mindset. If you don't have these beliefs, if you are unconsciously, subconsciously like running away from hard things, you're gonna find yourself always procrastinating and never getting to your goal because deep down you're scared. You know, on the outside, it looks like procrastinating, social media, distractions, but yeah, on the inside, it's really that fear, or I don't know, it could be a different story for you, but at least that's the story for me. So that's just an example of how mindset is so important. So nurture your mindset and make sure you're choosing thoughts and choosing beliefs that are supporting you and your journey. The final tip I'll share today is to celebrate your wins. It's so important as you're achieving goals to continue celebrating your wins, no matter how small they are, because when we celebrate a win, it's telling ourselves like, good job. Like it's a positive feedback loop. You want to like give yourself positive reinforcement so that you're more motivated to continue working towards your goals. If you're a person that feels like, I'm still not there, what I'm doing is not good enough, I'm so far from achieving my goals, like those words are really you beating yourself down for not being where you want to be, and that's really slowing you down. So instead, you want to have a positive mindset. Just celebrate yourself, celebrate all the little wins, all the little accomplishments that you're proud of, and that is also giving yourself proof, like I am someone who sees through my goals. I am somebody who succeeds little by little, step by step. And you just want to build that positive reinforcement to nurture your journey, because it will help you go so much farther than that negative mindset. All right, out of all of these tips that I shared today, let me know down below which tip was your favorite. Which one are you going to implement first? Which one is like, oh, this is a game changer, I'm going to start doing this? Let me know down below. Good luck on your New Year goals. I hope you clarify your goals and that you take the baby steps to achieve them and make them happen. I just know there's gonna be like monumental change this year. I feel it in the energy. Also, don't forget to always stay grateful for where you are now, how far you've come. Like you have so much now. Like look at who you are, look at all the things you have in your life. Be grateful for that, because with that mindset, you're gonna attract everything naturally. All right, sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.